Yeah, a warm welcome to the fourth World Region Conference of the Jena Declaration. We are talking today from an old knight's castle from the 10th century in central Germany. A good day to everyone. Martin Repol and I, our project coordinator, and I will guide you today and tomorrow through the program. 4 ambassadors from Asia, Africa will support us and bring their view into our conference. To start today's conference, let me give a brief overview of the development so far. The first conference, the end of 2021, had a focus on Europe with partners from Africa, Asia and America. It was followed by the Americas conference, in 2023 and the Asia conference in May this year. Now in November 2025, we are continuing the series with a focus on our African partners, as well as partners from other continents working in the African context. Over the past 4 years, the Jena Declaration has grown from a small network of around 100 individual signatories, 30 institutional partners and 5 project partners, to a bigger network today of around 2,300 signatories, 300 institutional partners, 80 project partners, and 12,000 social media followers in total. Together, this constitutes a global network of an estimate 50 million citizens from over 148 countries. This increase may look as already important and significant. But in the light of the ambition of the Jena Declaration to create a global movement of partners and citizens, this can only be a promising start. Promoting a joyful version of societal transformation as a kind of smiling revolution, this is our project. This is a challenging and long-term undertaking. It involves forming a new generation of sustainability initiatives from the ground up, backed by ambitious policies and much more. However, another 2 years with a 10 to 20-fold increase would undoubtedly be an important step forward in that direction. The motto shall be, let the seeds we have sown so far flourish across the planet and bloom. This 2-day conference is another important step in that direction. The program includes many of the 15 Jena Declaration African project partners, as well as 25 partners working in the area of Africa. Before I turn to today's program, let me spend a few seconds or a couple of minutes maybe on Africa itself. All too often, the world press treats it as if it were just one of the larger countries on the global south. This was the case when I first visited the continent in the end of the 1970s, and it's still today. But this view could not be more wrong. It is helpful to bear in mind, not only for this conference, that Africa is the world's second largest continent by surface area, 7 times bigger than Europe, for instance, and the home of 54 countries. With a population of over 1.2 billion, it is also the second most populous continent. With more than 1,000 languages and many more cultures even, spoken is culturally incredibly diverse, and of course also biologically. To illustrate the sheer size of the continent briefly, each of the two largest countries by area, Algeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo, is already larger than the European Union. In terms of population, Nigeria is the largest. With 232 million inhabitants, Nigeria alone is half the size of the European Union, for instance. Even more importantly, for the future, African youth constitutes 19% of global youth population, numbering 226 million. So 1 in 5 young people on the planet is African. Together with its wealth of resources, it is certainly not an exaggeration to say that Africa has the potential to be humanity's future. Taking into account in consideration that what I said in my contribution to the 2025 African Regional Conference on Education and Skills Development, talent is evenly distributed across the planet, but the conditions for its full development are not. It becomes obvious then, if you accept that Africa can only be the future of humanity if the conditions of education prepare for that future, and if education performs its duties appropriately. This is why we are paying in this conference special attention to how to develop the talents of young people in the most appropriate way. Before I turn to the introduction of our first guest, I would like to give the floor to our ambassador for Africa and beyond, Dr. Rita Oyoku from Nigeria, to address the crowd. Rita, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone around the world. Greetings to you. Before I speak as Rita Oyoku, under any title or position I hold, today I say I speak as a human being first. That is the identity and the foundation and the voice of the General Declaration. Thank you. My name is Rita Oyoku, Ambassador for the General Declaration, Africa and beyond. Hello, Africa. Hello, everyone around the world. Thank you. The General Declaration is a global movement rooted in the principle of being human first. Its mission is to unite governments, citizens, humanitarian, and grassroots communities in a shared commitment to dignity. I will say at the heart of General Declaration is a belief that humanity must come first. If you all agree with me. Yeah. The General Declaration is reimagine the 17 SDGs through human-centered lens, emphasizing empathy, collaboration, and cultural relevance, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. I think, Mr. Benno, I have like a few more minutes. How many minutes are you giving me? Mr. Benno.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
I would say the General Declaration promotes adaptive strategies that meet real needs of people where they are, socially, economically, culturally, and environmentally. We do not just work with individuals, we don't work we don't work for government, we work with government, we work with individuals, both individuals in private sectors and government. Sorry, can you, Mr. Benno, can you give someone else? Can you give me a few minutes, please?
Okay.
My internet
okay.
is
Okay, so I just continue and then coming back to Rita. So I mean, what I said before, the central aspect of education is certainly the question what the appropriate school curriculum should look like. Many of today's contributions are focusing on this question in African perspective, including also the project we will have in more extension, Kids on Earth, presented by Howard Blumenthal later on today. However, we must not forget that education is not the only factor in creating the best conditions for developing talent. It is also the question to get what kind of support, to get the right support, to reach out for like-minded supportive people. And this is the topic that our first guest today, Catalyst Now, is concentrating on. Before introducing it very briefly, let's say a few words about the structure of today's conference. We will start with a set of 2 partners' presentations, followed by 50 minutes break. And then we will continue with a group of 3 other partners. The second part includes 2 topical fields, storytelling and play, with 3 contributions, and then will be followed by Africa's demographic potential, introduced by our ambassador, Dr. Wesam, who will join us from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.